Everybody, welcome back inside Heinz Field for the training camp wrap-up show presented by UPMC Health Plan. I am Missi Matthews, joined today by Mike Prisuta. We just had a chance, Mike, to hear from Coach Tomlin, confirming what we said on our show when practice started. No pads today for the Steelers, just helmets. Did go through a little bit of injuries, but he said no news is good news. No one was added to the list. And in terms of Kevin Dotson, who had a knee injury yesterday, left practice early with the help of Ben Roethlisberger, and Dax Raymond with an ankle injury. Those are considered short-term instead of long-term. And also James Washington and Chris Wormley are working themselves back, participating in a limited fashion today. But because of the no pads and just the helmets, we saw a lot of no huddle work. 2-minute drill, as Coach was saying, was the emphasis of today's practice.
Yeah, it made it kind of fun. No pads means football in shorts. And they were in the shorts, and they ran around and threw it and covered. 2-minute drill, we can report that Ryan Switzer scored a touchdown at the conclusion of one of those. Mike Tomlin said he assumed that was the case because everybody down in that corner of the end zone was signaling touchdown and celebrating. That's directly from Mike Tomlin. I don't have to wait for the practice report, the pool report to tell you that. And a lot of one-on-one stuff as well. And that gets interesting when you see who can run and who can cover and who can find the football and make the kind of plays that have to be made when the ball arrives, Missy.
Right, so the first 2 days they were in pads, no pads. Today is a player's day off tomorrow, so then we will see maybe James Washington, Chris Wormley. Will they be able to do more on Friday when the team takes the field once again? But we mentioned it on the pre-show as well. Eric Ebron, Joe Hayden, guys like that who had the Vets days off yesterday, they were back out there today. So we can't tell you what they did, but they were back out there.
They were, and you know, I can tell you that guys such as Eric Ebron, who have the passing game resume that he's built in the NFL, oftentimes on a typical day where the activities are what they were today, oftentimes those guys, that kind of guy does pretty well.
Absolutely.
You know, in a general theoretical sense.
Right, hypothetically. All right, we did hear from special teams coordinator Danny Smith earlier today going through just the fact that all 32 teams are dealing with the same situation, special teams, something that really can be worked on with preseason games. That is not happening, as you know, and you asked Coach Tomlin a question during his press conference, Mike, to kind of piggyback on what Danny was telling the media.
Yeah, and I don't know if Danny's got me thinking about this or it's just, you know, something you get around to thinking about when they go to a special teams period, but this is all so uncertain, and it's unprecedented circumstances for everybody involved in every way. And think how that trickles down to special teams. Those are normally some of the least experienced players out there at that time. Everybody's got a few core special teams players that they really rely on. But for the most part, that's young guys trying to work their way into the league, trying to work their way into a roster spot. In a lot of cases, they're not real experienced special teams players. And I'm wondering what that is going to look like in September when all of a sudden somebody blows a whistle and a ball is punted or kicked, and it counts, and it's real, and stuff's happening 1,000 miles an hour. Mike Tomlin acknowledged, Missy, there's anxiety, but everybody's got it, so all you can do is deal with it.
That probably means a lot of bubblegum chewing for Danny Smith.
Well, I mean,
that's the usual, but
that's gonna be the case. But yeah, he may have to load up.
All right, the Steelers PR team said that Ryan Switzer will be speaking with the media at some point after practice today, and Coach was asked about Ryan Switzer and talking about his big-time experience in terms of playing the slot both in college and in the NFL. And as you mentioned, he did confirm that was a touchdown in practice.
Yeah, and the much-anticipated practice report, the pool report from yesterday, listed Ryan Switzer as having caught a touchdown yesterday. So that's 2 days in a row. And you know, Missy, a player such as James Washington doesn't practice. That somebody else does. There are reps to be had. And Ryan Switzer the last 2 days making the most of his time out there, finding the end zone.
All right, as I said, Mike, players' day off tomorrow. So coming back Friday, do you think Coach Tomlin goes pads or no pads?
I think Coach Tomlin goes pads.
That's definitely his MO, I betcha.
I may bring some.
What are you going to do without football for a day?
Well, I still have the Steelers Nation Radio 6 to 7 show with Dale Lally and Matt Williamson. So I'm going to talk some, and I'll probably talk some tomorrow morning. So you know the training camp.
Football never stops.
It never stops, even though this is not the typical camp for us. I'm starting to get back up to speed, so I'll be thinking about it. Maybe I'll have another wild theory about special teams for you when we get together again on Friday.
All right, I can't wait to hear that. So thanks for joining me today, Mike. That is going to do it for the training camp wrap-up show presented by the UPMC Health Plan. We will see everyone on Friday.